What? Let's get this.
Let's go, Rich.
Come on. Ready?
Let's go.
Episode 5 of the podcast series. Today I have Josh Holden, great friend of mine, fellow gym bro. It's great to have you on.
Thank you, Rich. I've been meaning to come on for a bit. I'm glad I can make today the day.
Absolutely. It's definitely been a long time coming, and here we are. It's finally happening. So, man, so many things to talk about, right?
Really a lot of topics.
There really are. I think what we should first start with is why don't we start with like just your background?
My background?
Yeah.
Right. What kind of background are you thinking there, Rich?
You were born and raised in Massapequa.
I was born and raised in Massapequa, of course.
Right.
Manhasset to be exact. Manhasset Hospital.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was a premature baby actually.
Were you really?
Born 2 months early.
What?
Yeah. They had to
How
keep
about
me in the
Jack?
hospital.
Now, just sorry to cut you off, but
Yes.
one fun fact about Josh is he's actually a twin.
Yeah, I got a twin brother, Jack. He's a lot taller than me, 6 foot. It's all right though. He's blonde and he's a little crazy, but he's a good brother to have.
Yeah.
I like him. And as I was saying, we were premature, and as a result, we had to stay at the hospital in the incubators a little longer, and we had to get like tubes in our ears and stuff.
Wow.
But we're good. We came out fine, and now I'm here with Rich.
Yeah, I mean you're thriving. Jack is thriving, so that's really what counts, right?
Yes, of course.
Now you also have an older brother.
Yes, I got an older brother too. His name is Alex. He's a big boy. He's 4 years older than me. He also goes to the gym. I kind of got him into it.
Did you really?
I did.
Interesting. Little brother getting big bro at the gym.
He saw me getting fit, and he was like, I gotta start giving the gym a try.
Yeah.
Now I started him on his journey.
Another thing about Josh, you're a fellow Jew, right?
I am a very proud Jew. Me and Jordan, little Jew buddies.
Yeah.
And Matt.
I know.
Forget Matt.
Yeah, you guys are all Jewish. It's pretty funny.
I mean, it's good to be It's good to have a religion and embrace your religion. Exactly.
Absolutely. Would you say you guys are pretty strict?
Religious wise,
yeah.
We're not that strict. Like I'll do holidays and stuff. I think I do more than Jordan. I ain't gonna lie.
Really? Listen, we don't have to compare.
Yeah, we're not comparing. I'm sorry.
Right?
But we do we participate in the holidays. It's nice. We go to temple every so often. That's nice.
Okay, very good. But would you say you're devout?
Honest, I think there's more devout people out there than me.
Yeah.
But I like to still maintain a part of it. I like to know part of my religion, where I come from, and what my people believe in.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important part about it. And yeah.
Wow. Very good. So you were brought up in Massapequa, right? How was that? Nice experience?
Yes, it was a great experience, I think. I was around a lot of people, and it was very nice. I got to meet a lot of people. I like to think I'm not an introvert, but I'm not exactly an extrovert. I'm kind of in the middle.
See, that's really interesting, because I think Josh is pretty extroverted.
You see, with my friends, I'm more extroverted. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
But with people I don't know, I tend to be a little more shy.
Really?
I guess that's kind of how most people are, because you don't know someone. But if I know the person, I'm a lot more relaxed and very calm.
Yeah. I will say though, I would say you're a pretty chill guy overall. I've never really seen you. Actually, retract that. I have seen Josh pretty distraught. No, I mean nothing. I'm not talking like a midlife crisis type of thing, but I have seen you get a little nutty.
What we talking
Give an example.
Yeah, give me an example.
We'll be in the car and maybe you'll just be complaining about something like, Rich, I got this test, I got to do this, I got to do this. So sometimes you do get a little crazy. But I would say you're a pretty chill guy though. I would say maybe 98% of the time.
Yeah, I think that's good. Sometimes I get a little. I will admit. Sometimes I get a little annoyed at things, and I'm very busy and stuff. I tend to get stressed out.
Yeah. I think another thing we should talk about is how we first met. I mean, I think we've had kind of an interesting And,
How did you first meet?
I mean, the first time I ever met Josh was at jazz band camp. And he played the bass, I played the sax, and we didn't know each other. I actually talked to Jack more than you.
Actually, yeah. During the jazz band camp, I played the guitar.
Did you really?
I did. I didn't play the bass. I played the six-string guitar. I honestly totally forgot about the jazz band camp. I didn't go to Irish. So, one thing about this jazz band camp is, honestly, it scared me to death. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
It was awful because the things I had to play, I learned the guitar with a lot of melodies and stuff, like single strings and like going through the melodies. But with the jazz band, what I didn't realize is with bands, you have to know chord progressions. You gotta know all the chords.
Chords are difficult.
Let me tell you, I didn't know a single chord going into that camp.
So what did you do?
During that like performance, I wasn't even like playing. I was just like just strumming, basically trying to figure out what I was doing. It was a hard time, Rich.
Really? I mean, again though, Josh, you really played it off. I mean, I thought you were doing good. I thought you just, you looked like you knew what you were doing.
Thank you, but I did not know a single chord.
Wow, that's nuts. Funny story about jazz band camp is I remember the teacher was like, all right, everybody's gonna do a solo, and he was just saying this to get kids to, I guess, get outside of their comfort zone. And he was just like, if you really want to, you could just play one note over and over. And we're all going, and we're all doing whatever. And Josh literally does that, and he plays one note the whole time. It goes bow, 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 bow. And one thing I will say though, it actually sounded pretty good.
Thank you. I'm glad my one note sounded great.
You picked a good note.
All right.
You picked like a very bluesy note, so it worked out in your favor. But I got a kick out of that.
Listen, oh man, just the one note. Listen, you just gotta do what you gotta do.
Listen, I thought it was very clever. I mean, you literally took it. You took it literally, but I mean, he did say it, right? He did say play one note, so exactly. I don't blame you. And then I feel like, once we got into middle school, right, early high school, we didn't really talk to each other. I didn't really. I knew who Josh was. Can I ask you a question? To be honest, did you know who I was?
Yeah, I knew who you were.
You did.
I mean, yeah, like what you were saying. Like I knew who you were. I knew of you. But we weren't really friends. We didn't really talk very often.
Yeah, like if I saw you in the hallway, I probably wouldn't say hi.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, but it's just how it was back then.
Honestly, I'd say what really made our friendship start was our beach club because of where we were employed.
That's true.
I would see Rich when he's like when he was the maintenance worker.
True.
And when I was a maintenance worker,
were you a maintenance worker?
I was a maintenance worker at one time before I was a lifeguard. I picked up some shifts with you. I think I did.
Yeah, you know what? That's when we started becoming friends.
Because then Rich was a very approachable guy. Like even when he was younger, you could always approach him and you'd always have a nice friendly conversation. He wasn't an ass. He was a very nice guy.
Yeah. That's why I forgot you were a maintenance worker. I guess you've been a lifeguard for so long. It almost seems like I can't even remember when you were doing that. But yeah, we met when you were. Not met, but we started talking when we were working there, and even once you became a lifeguard, I was still a maintenance worker, and we'd still talk, right?
Exactly. Rich would join me on the stand. We'd have some conversations.
We'd talk, and we'd have some good talks. And then the gym came to everything, right? I started to go to the gym. Josh and Jordan started to go to the gym, but we went separately. Mm-hmm. And even then, at this time, I wasn't even that good of friends with you guys.
So I think what happened, how we became gym bros, right? I actually suffered a pretty big injury with my back.
Yeah, you tore your lat.
Yeah, I tore my lat. And then, so Jordan, he was my original gym buddy. It was just me and him. And then when I was out, he kind of started getting new gym buddies, like you and Primo.
Yes.
He started going with him and Primo for a bit. And now I'd say that happened for like a couple months.
Dude, that happened for a good amount of time.
Happened for a while.
Maybe like almost 5.
And then once I started getting better, I started joining you guys, and then that's kind of when you got like solidified in our gym group.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say.
I started getting solidified in your group?
Whoa, all right.
No, I'm being for real though. Is that how you see it? It's okay, because I see it very differently. I see the other. See, this is the thing. So just when me and Primo started going with Jordan, that's just when Josh got injured. So it actually worked out perfectly for Jordan. He always had a gym partner.
Yeah, right.
So I saw it as Josh was solidified in our
Oh, I see.
right? Now, when you tore your lat, was that because of the incident with the deadlifting?
Yeah, I think so.
So let's tell that story. So, I was a big hex bar deadlift fan back in the day, and I said to Jordan and Josh,
it was always safer, right?
That's what I heard. I heard through the whispers that hex bar was safer than a regular deadlift, a barbell deadlift. So I'm like, let's do it. And Jordan was like, yeah, let's do it. And Josh, you were like, yeah. So I don't think
I've done it a few times.
Yeah, he's done it. So we did it. And, we do our thing. And that day in particular, we were loading really heavy, right? I remember I was doing... And keep in mind, with a hex bar, I think the bar is 65 instead of 45. So that adds another 20.
Oh, I don't know.
I must have been doing... I guess that would make it 335. I remember I did 335 for 5, and then I went up to like 395 or something like that. And I did it, and then Josh went. I think you were doing like 335.
What I remember is I've done 3 plates on the hex bar in the past.
Yeah.
I was like building up to it because I didn't want to injure myself, ironically. I was building up to it. We did like 2 plates, then we did like
225.
2 plates, 225, 3, and then I went up to 325.
You did?
I did.
You did
And then
did you get a rep out?
I did. I got 1 rep, and then at the top of the rep,
you felt your lat.
I felt the pop in my back.
You did.
It wasn't fun, and it wasn't good.
It was scary because it was weird because you always, sometimes you're sarcastic about things. You'll say, that really hurt, or I'm in a lot of pain, but sometimes, not that you lie about it, but like I thought maybe you would just exaggerate.
Yeah, I got you.
But then I remember you dropped to the floor and you're like, Rich, or you said, Rich, Jordan, like, I can't get up. And I'm like, dude, like for real? And he's like, dude, like I really can't get up right now.
God.
And then that's when I realized it was bad. And then I thought maybe you'd just stay with us during the work, and you're like, bro, I gotta go. And then I think maybe your mom or dad just picked you up or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, like, what? Like, what just happened? And it's just, I don't know, there's just so much irony behind it. The fact that I thought it would be safer. And I'm not gonna say I carry a little bit of guilt, but it was my idea doing the deadlift. And I feel like to a certain extent, like listen, it wasn't my fault.
Obviously, it's not on Rich.
And I don't blame myself, but it's just, I guess in the back of my mind, it's like, I had to be the one to be like, let's do hex bar deadlifts.
Oh, man.
Because now we never do hex bar deadlifts.
Yeah, we haven't touched that bitch in
We haven't touched that hex bar deadlift in a long time. Let's just put it that way, fellow viewers. But, so talk about your experience dealing with that.
Right, so... Yeah, I'll start us off right where the injury happened,
Yeah.
I did the rep, I got it up, and I think, honestly, what happened was I was going pretty explosive. So I kind of exploded it up, and my back was straight and everything. It's not like I really had like a hunched over back. I think what happened, honestly, when I exploded up, I had so much force going up that it kind of like went down a little bit at the top. Like I kind of like went up and then went down a little bit. And then I think that like pulled, like that's where it tugged my lat, and then it just kind of went pop when the bar went down. And then I remember sitting on one of those rolly things. You know what I'm talking about, the cardio?
Yes.
Yeah, I was sitting on that, and I remember I got stuck my arm like right here, and whenever I tried to move it, my back would just seize. Yeah. And then it was a lot of pain. It was bad, Rich.
I remember. How long did it take for you to recover from that?
Like, are we talking like a full recovery back to the gym?
Yeah, full recovery.
Full recovery, I want to say it took like 4 months.
4 months.
I remember I tried, so once it happened, right, I went home, took like a bunch of Advil, went to the doctor. The first doctor actually didn't even know what it was. The first doctor was like, oh, I'm not really experienced in this. I'm going to recommend you to this guy. I was like, okay, great.
So you went to that guy?
So I went to that guy, which is Dr. Spain.
Really?
Yes.
Shout out to Dr. Spain.
Dr. Spain.
You're probably not watching this, but
So I went to this guy. He's a pretty great doctor.
He's good. This guy knows what he's doing. Yeah. I actually just went to him today. Cracks me up, dude. He's great.
I'm still doing that thing with that thing that Rich just talked about, the OMT.
Yeah.
I still get that done for my back every month.
Do you?
Yeah.
What days do you go? Fridays, right?
It's whatever day we can. Really. It's
Really?
Mondays usually. Mondays after school.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, anyways, then I went to him, got an MRI. He's like, "Yeah, you teared your lat." I'm like, "Damn." So I went to PT for a bit. That's where I met some more guys that helped me through my recovery.
Yeah.
And I remember like a month in or a month and a half in, I really wanted to get back to the gym, right? So I was like, Jordan, I'm gonna try to hit arms, right? Because surely it's my back, my arm's not gonna affect it, right?
And how'd that
But
go?
I soon learned that everything is connected to the back.
Yeah.
Everything is connected to each other.
Yeah.
And just like tensing up, I could just feel my back just tensing. I'm like,
it is very difficult. Very difficult when it comes to those types of injuries, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you know, I had a back injury myself, and it's a struggle.
Yeah.
It's a struggle for sure.
Definitely a struggle.
But within that period of time, how was it mentally?
Mentally?
Yeah.
I will say, actually, I felt like my mental health wasn't as great. It was going down.
Really?
Listen, I couldn't get into the gym. That was like my one outlet that allowed me to like let loose and, you know, give away all my not hatred, but, you know, just pent up anger through things.
Yeah.
I remember like just sitting in my bed kinda and just being like, wow, I'm just kind of sitting here and kind of feeling useless, you know? Kind of felt like I wanted to punch a wall.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Did you ever?
I never did actually punch a wall.
But did you think you thought about it?
I thought about it, yeah.
Really?
But I would never punch a wall. I wouldn't want to like break my hand or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. It was tough. It was tough. But we made it through.
Yeah.
And now just gotta keep moving forward.
Yeah. But when it comes to injuries, though, right? It'd be nice to say that it was only your back, but I mean, especially recently. I mean, you've been going through a lot of different injuries, right?
Unfortunately.
Would you like to tell the viewers what's going on?
Right. Some of my most recent injuries. I'm kind of still getting through a wrist issue, a UCL problem to be exact, and then a hamstring problem. It's pretty much gone. Hamstring.
Yeah.
Just trying to build it back up. Because I want to go more in depth. I just started doing more like strengthening exercises for my wrists.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to build up that UCL tendon.
Yeah.
And the main thing is kind of pissed me off a bit is it's been a long process.
It has been.
This wrist, I hurt it back in like October.
Yeah.
And I didn't really do much for it. For a month, I braced it. I did everything the doctor went to PT for like 2 months. Yeah. And then honestly, I thought it was getting better, and then I just stopped. Which, you know,
that wasn't.
You know, Rich, you can't do that.
Yeah. You can, but there's ramifications.
Exactly. And now, as a result, it's kind of crept its way back, and now I'm trying to treat it again. Now I'm doing more isometric stuff and strengthening to hopefully get rid of it forever.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But now you're juggling your hamstring, or is it more your knee or your hamstring?
No, it's like my hamstring.
So your hamstring, your wrist, and still your back, right? Occasionally?
Yeah.
So how is it juggling all those injuries?
It's tough. I will not lie, it's tough. But like, when you're at the gym and you feel something hurting, I'm not going to keep doing that thing. Like, I'll try and supplement it with something else. So it's not as hard as you might think. But, you know, before I hurt my wrist, I was at like, you know, I'll talk about my bench numbers. My bench, for example.
Oh, bench numbers.
Yeah.
Big dog.
Back in July of last year, I benched 245.
Wow.
And then we went to Bev's and I was able to bench 245 for 2.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then hurt my wrist. And now my bench has significantly declined.
Oh,
you know.
Josh.
It's kind of a little hurt on my ego. Yeah.
You have to keep in mind that Josh it was a reputation. It was a staple. When it came to chest, Josh was able to bench the most out of all of us. Back in the day, when Richie was getting started, and I was going with Josh and Jordan, and Jordan warned me. He said, "Yo, I'm just letting you know, like, Josh benches a lot." I'm like, "Yeah?" He's like, "Yeah, bro." And we go, and he's putting plates on. I'm like, "Oh, like, what are we doing?" But that actually really Josh specifically really pushed my bench, because when I was going to crunch, I was doing, you know, a 45 for, you know, 135 for 8, 135 for 9, 135 for 8, and then Josh is like, "Yeah, slap on a 25." I'm like, this guy, the big dog's not messing around. So I'm like, you know what? Slap on a 10. And then it became a 10 and a 5, then 2 10s, then a 25, then a 25 and a 10. And before you know it, me and Josh were like pretty much neck and neck when it came to benching.
Oh, agree.
Right?
Yeah.
Maybe even surpassed you a little bit. But
whoa, bro. I'm down there. I'm down there.
Maybe, right? Be honest. I might have surpassed you a little bit. I think I hit 225 before you did.
I think you might have.
I think
you might have. Yeah, listen, it was good. Had a good run on the bench, and then
you know what's fun? I'm sorry to cut you off.
No.
I feel like you had a really hard time getting 225. Like that was such a hard benchmark. No pun intended. No pun intended, but that was a hard one for you.
It really was. It really was because it's the big number everyone's chasing, right?
Yeah, everybody wants 225.
And I really wanted it, so I think I started trying for it a little too early. So I went through a lot of attempts. I must say I went through
how many attempts?
5 to 7-ish attempts.
Nuts.
I went through a lot of attempts that I shouldn't have tried, but the ego kind of got to me.
Yeah.
And I got it one day. Yeah, and I think me and Jordan actually got it together. We got it at the same time. I want to say we did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wow. And I remember you were so close too. Every week you'd try, and it's just like you get closer and closer. And,
I think I got it. It was last year, around the same time.
Around this time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I think it was June.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Even with training, I have to say, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I feel like my training has changed a lot. Especially from a weight perspective. Like I was much more, I don't want to say I ego lifted a year ago during this time, but I was pushing more weight for sure.
I have a funny story.
Oh boy.
About this so-called ego lifting. One of the first times I was working out with Rich and Jordan. It was Rich and with Jordan. I mean, we were doing squat, good old barbell squat, and Rich, I remember he loaded up 2 plates in a 70. He rolled up 2 plates in a 25, and I was like, damn, this kid's pretty nuts. He's gonna go bench squat this shit. And then, I'm sorry, Rich, but he had probably the worst quarter squats I've ever seen. You were barely breaking the quarter mark. And I remember I didn't know, me and Jordan were conflicted because we saw this and we're like, we didn't know if we should tell you because this was one of our first times lifting, so I didn't want to go and critiquing other people's things.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, alright. But we've remedied this issue.
Yeah.
And now this kid can get down there on a squat.
Yeah, that was in my mind I thought I thought of myself like, man, this is sick. Like I'm putting on 275. Like I'm such a dog. Not realizing that there was more to it.
Yeah.
And
happens to the best of us.
Yeah. No, that was definitely a good learning lesson though. So now that we're training at Bev's, right? How's it been with all these guys who are so much bigger than us, right? Is it a little weird?
Yeah, it's a little weird. I think the main thing is though, you want to surround yourself with people who are better than you.
Is that
That's my philosophy. They're bigger. They know what they're doing. They've been in this game longer than we have. And if they can offer some advice to us, I'm gladly all ears. I'll listen every day.
Yeah.
And the big boys, it's fun to get a picture with them every once in a while.
Yeah, right.
You see a big guy, you see Sadiq, you're like, yeah, I want to get a photo. And you go up to him, he's a cool guy, and you just go get a photo.
Yeah. Would you say that the philosophy of surrounding yourself with people better than you, do you take that throughout life?
Oh yeah.
You do.
Yes. Other people, you just have, life is a learning experience, and it's important that you embrace that. It's important you surround people that are better than you, and you don't get intimidated by that. And if other people can offer some critiques to me in my everyday lifestyle, listen, I'll listen.
Yeah. Interesting. One thing I have to say about Josh is a very crafty guy when it comes to just a lot of things, right? Now you're saying crafty, right? I mean, that's kind of maybe that's not the best word, but I feel like you're just a guy who really, similar to Jordan, where you soak things in, you listen to what people have to say, you pick and choose what you want to listen to, and you apply. One thing I'll say about Josh is you really do put yourself out there.
In what ways? Period.
I think in school, I think in sports, right? The perfect example. Josh just randomly decides to do track this year. He took a chance. He didn't know how he was going to do. He put himself out there.
Yeah, I decided I wanted to try a little throwing for the heck of it. It's my last year, senior year. I wanted to have some fun. I knew a lot of boys on the team, so I was like, yeah, I think it'll be fun. And I had a great time.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I don't know. I mean, even with investing, right? Business.
Yeah.
It's just Josh finds ways to just get good at stuff.
I appreciate it. I put in the time. If I like to do something, I'm gonna put in the time and try to get good at it.
Yeah. Any advice for the viewers for trying new things?
Listen, everyone's there once in their life. It's whether it's your first time going to the gym, your first time taking a certain class. Everyone's had their first time with something, and other people know that. And you just gotta do it to the best of your ability. Don't worry about whether it's bad, whether it's good. Just gotta get out there and do it.
Absolutely. Would you say you should take chances?
Yeah, take chances. You only have one life.
Yeah.
Roll those dice.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Speaking of rolling the dice, Josh is a pretty big poker player now these days, right?
I play my fair share of poker. Yep.
And what's crazy about Josh is Josh was a horrible poker player in the beginning. But I hear
was
horrible. But you know what? Now I hear word on the street because I don't play poker anymore. But word on the street, Josh is pretty good.
It's ironic. Last night I played poker.
And you lost?
So I didn't do too well, Rich.
Ah, Josh.
I lost a pretty large sum.
Josh, get over. It's okay, buddy.
It's all right.
But hey, listen, you win some, you lose some, right?
You're right. I'll be back.
Yeah, exactly. You always have another shot. Just can't lose too big, right?
Yeah.
But you guys don't play with that much, right? Like 100? How much you play?
Pay 100, but then you got buy-in once you go to lose that 100.
And then it adds up, guys.
It adds up.
My advice to you guys: don't play poker. Don't do it because it's addicting.
Listen, I'm down money. I'm down a pretty large sum of money.
How much? Honest? Yeah, you could say it to the
I
viewers.
think I'm down like 700.
Whoa!
Last night I lost 2.
700.
Yeah, I lost 2 last night.
700. That's what I mean. It's a good chunk of change.
It's a lot of money, and I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't employed.
Exactly.
I'm employed, so I got an income coming in. I'm a working man, and it's fun. But if you're thinking about getting into it, I think it's more about with the people because I like my friends that I'm with playing poker with, and I like talking to them, and it's fun. Obviously, losing money isn't fun. It's more fun when you win the money.
Yeah.
But it's poker. You got a chance. It's the odds.
Absolutely.
So why'd you get out of poker? I remember you played poker. I invited you a few times. Why'd you get out? Why'd you stop?
Whoa! I thought I'm the one asking the question. Changing it around.
A level change, baby. I'll ask you the damn question.
Whoa! Why did I get out? I didn't see I felt like it just wasn't going anywhere.
Alright.
And even though I know people say, poker's a skill game, and I guess it is to a certain extent, at the end of the day, you don't know what the cards are of the other person. Whether you like it or not, you still don't know. You just never know. And it's just, I see how it can be fun, but I can see how it can be addicting.
Yeah.
And I felt like, how you can feel like yourself being drawn to something? Like we talk about Shaz, right?
Mm-hmm.
How Shaz is addicting. And you can feel the energy, like you can feel yourself, like when you eat it or when you're doing it, you want to do it more.
Yeah.
And you have to be aware of those things and say, no.
Mm-hmm.
No, like just outright, you put the lock on it and 100%. That's it. Just no.
It's important to have that discipline when you know like something's not good for you. You gotta stop.
Yeah. There's a difference between like when we go to the gym, right? Like that's a healthy thing. Like we want to get bigger, and And even that can become unhealthy.
Exactly.
Right?
If you're obsessed with it, lock other people out.
Yeah.
You're just gonna, exclude everyone else in your life. You gotta still listen. I'm all for the gym. I love the gym, and I would go to the gym every day. But at the end of the day, there's still other people in your world.
Absolutely.
And you
know
gotta
what?
include those people.
One thing I will say about Josh is very balanced when it comes to things. He's always doing something different. Every time I talk to him, it's always something different. Yesterday it was pickleball. One day it's school. One day it's, I don't know, maybe he's got a concert for his, what do you play? The bass?
Yeah.
He plays the bass. Another day it's just always something different. He's out lifeguarding. Another day he's with his girlfriend. Another day he's with his boys playing poker. So Josh, to me, seems like a very balanced individual. So Josh, a question for you is, how do you stay so balanced? And
listen, it's definitely a little difficult, trying to keep all parties happy.
When you say parties, what do you mean party? You mean people?
Yeah, people, groups of people. I'm a part of a couple different friend groups.
Yeah.
I got my gym group, then I got my poker group, then I got some of my boys. It's a lot of things to balance, but it's all right. Everyone's pretty understanding, and I think I just try and give everyone my time equally and share my time.
Yeah. Another fun fact about Josh is that
straight average. What's up?
Gotta be. All right, come on. Let's get this out. Another fun fact about Josh is Josh actually has a girlfriend. You guys have been going out for a pretty long time. How long?
Yeah, I'd say I think it's 2 years and 8 months or 6 months.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Which one is it, Josh? 6 or 8?
I'm sure she's I gotta do the math. Listen. All right, November, December.
No, you don't have to. It's okay. We'll say 8 months. How about that?
I think it's 8.
For the hype. For the hype.
Yeah.
Alexa, I guarantee. Shout out to Alexa. I think it's 8.
Sorry,
think it's 8.
I apologize.
No, you know what, Josh? There's nothing to apologize for. So, another question would be, I guess in this day and age, right, a lot of guys struggle to find, a boyfriend, girlfriend. So, what would be your advice to get yourself out there and mingling?
If you see a girl you're interested in, this girl you like, and you have a fun time around her, just start, try and talk to her more, doing things with her, doing different activities. And then eventually, if something's there, something will, you'll feel it. I bet she'll feel it. Yeah. And then you can kind of just let things happen.
Yeah. So, how did you and Alexa meet?
How do we meet?
Yeah.
Okay, so we actually met through another injury of mine. This is before the back injury. I'm talking 9th grade. I actually tore another muscle in 9th grade.
For what?
I tore my quad. I tore one of the muscles in my quad.
You were doing calves, right?
No. I tore my rectus femoris.
You did.
Bro. Yeah, and that was because of baseball.
Really?
Yeah, I remember I was just...
How old were you?
It was 9th grade, so I think I was 14, 15.
Yeah.
I think I was 15.
15,
yeah. And, I remember I was just kept running and sprinting. I did, travel baseball and stuff, and I was running a lot. And, eventually, one of these days, I saw it was swollen. I didn't think anything of it. I showed my dad, actually. My dad was like, I'm sure it's fine, just ice it, it'll go away.
Yeah, of course.
But then one of my also good friends, James Delfemin.
Okay.
Big boy James.
Yes.
He's like, yeah, that does not look good at all. It's very, very blunt. I'm like, you should go to the doctor. I'm like, you think? I'm like, all right. So then after a baseball game, after I started, I remember vividly, I hit a good shot, and I got a double out of it. I was running to first, and I was turning for second, and then I feel I didn't feel like a pop this time. I think this was more of a degradation thing, because then
what do you mean degradation?
Over time and overuse, it kind of just went bad. And I didn't feel like a pop or anything, but I remember I was running, and then it just started hurting a lot. And then I stopped, and I weighed down my coach. I'm like, take me out. I gotta sit down.
Now, were you able to walk?
I was limping. It was very hard to walk.
Really?
Yes, it hurt a lot. I think the doctor said a 3 centimeter tear.
Oof.
Yeah, it was another brutal injury. But then I went to PT at Schwartz. And Alexa was she was an aide at there.
Get out of here.
Yeah. And
so you met at PT?
Well, I knew her, and I started talking to her. Let me give you a time table here. I was talking to her like May-ish.
Okay.
And then this happened in like June, end of June or mid-June, something like that. And then I started going to PT for the summer. And then I saw her, and I started like snapping her and talking to her a bit. And we hung out a few times.
And this happened just from her being an aide.
Yeah.
How did that? Okay, so let's retract a little bit.
Well,
so,
no, I lied. I wasn't. So back, all right, rewind. In ninth grade in May-ish, we had the same math teacher, and I saw her at Extra Help. I knew of her from like 8th grade the previous year, and I knew of her, and I was like saying, I used to talk to her a little bit. I said hi, nothing really. And then in ninth grade, we had the same teacher, but not the same class. And then I saw her at Extra Help a few times, and started talking to her, and yeah, that's how we kind of met.
Did you kind of
Did
drop
I
the bomb
pursue?
on her, or like how did that work?
I think it was pretty mutual that we pursued each other.
So
yeah.
you felt it.
Yeah, I was talking to her a bit, started snapping her and stuff, and then like I said, with the injury, that kind of helped things. And then I asked her on my boat.
You did, okay, so that really.
We went fishing. Yeah.
Gotcha.
First kind of hangout. I
Really?
took her fishing.
Wow. And how was that? Good experience?
I thought it was a good experience. She's told me later on that was a little weird because it was me, her, and my dad. And I figured, I didn't realize, but yeah, I suppose that was pretty weird.
No, that was nice though. I mean, it was definitely a ballsy move on your standpoint, but good for you, man, taking shots.
Yeah, she caught her first fish. And
okay, so there you go. It's a cool experience.
Mm-hmm.
So Josh, another thing about Josh is that he's an athlete, right? He played a lot of sports growing up: baseball, tennis, bowling, golf.
I consider those sports, but yeah, I'd say I did a lot of sports.
Yeah, wow.
I know you were a wrestler, Rich, right?
Yeah, I was. It was
You're a
wrestling.
pretty lousy wrestler, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you were bottom of the food chain.
Alright, you gotta do that again. Do that again. You have to build into it. You just went right into it.
Yeah, I thought that's what we wanted.
No, build into it. I said
Like,
5 minutes, not 30
Oh, you got
seconds.
5 minutes?
You're like, pretend like we're still doing it. So Josh, ready? No, that wasn't good. So Josh, growing up, you're a real athlete, right? You play baseball, tennis, golf, bowling.
Yeah, if you
How was
consider
it playing
those.
all those different sports and just?
It was nice. It was fun. I really like being active.
Yeah.
And I had a good time. Met a lot of good people. I met one of my good friends, Jordan, playing baseball.
Did you really?
I did. We were on the same travel baseball team, and
Wow,
that's where I first met him.
that's crazy,
Yeah.
dude. How was it playing baseball? Because you play travel, right? So
It was good. Honestly, I thought I was getting a little too competitive on the travel team.
In
I
what
like
sense?
playing baseball for fun, but when it got like really competitive, it was a bit much. It was a bit stressful, and I would rather just do the intramural thing where you just kind of play for fun with your friends and you just kind of smack the ball as hard as you can.
Yeah. What position did you play?
I was like a second baseman.
Second. Okay. Very cool. And then how about golfing? How was your golfing experience?
Golfing was pretty well. I mean, I got into it like in 8th grade or something. My grandpa got me into it,
Yeah.
and I ended up playing a lot. I got on the team, the golf team MHS, and it was a good time. Also, Jordan played golf. We went golfing for a bit, and it was a fun.
Yeah,
time.
you guys golf together, push each
golf
other,
together.
which is great.
Exactly.
And now you even do track, which is awesome, right? You senior year, you decided to do track just for
for
fun,
the hell of
right?
it. Yeah, it's
Cool,
going right,
man.
I
That's
had a lot of
awesome.
friends doing it, so.
Yeah, why not?
Heard you do some sports, right, Rich?
Well, I wrestled in high school,
Mhm.
right? I mean, I played other sports early on. I did lacrosse, track, soccer. But
How's
then,
that? Lacrosse and soccer. I didn't know that.
yeah, I mean, I did it for a very short period of time. Let's just
Yeah,
put
yeah.
it that way,
I
right?
got you.
Honestly, I was okay, man. I mean, it wasn't like that good.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt like I was better at wrestling. So I'm like,
Yeah.
why am I gonna play sports that I'm just not as good at?
You're right.
So I just thought, I'll just put all my marbles into the sport. I think
All
I
the
could do
marbles,
best.
all the eggs in one basket. Try best.
Yeah, and I thought even from I knew I wasn't gonna be like a super big kid.
Yeah.
You know, because my parents aren't that tall, right? So I knew that wrestling you because of the weight classes, that I'd always have a fair shot.
Yeah, you'd always have a fair shot. That makes sense.
So, yeah.
I mean, I heard that you weren't that great of a wrestler. Like, you kind of were on the bottom of the food chain. Is that right?
What?
Like, I mean, like, I heard you got beat a little bit. You lost the champs.
Josh, dude, you better be careful what you're saying, bro.
I
You
mean,
realize this is my podcast, right? And you be talking smack about me on my podcast?
I'm just telling you what the grapevine said. I heard,
Through the grapevine.
some of your buddies said, you weren't the greatest, right?
What?
That's all I'm saying.
Dude, what? Another thing I didn't even think to ask you was, how was it growing up with a twin brother?
It was pretty great.
Really?
I mean, there were times, don't get me wrong, there were times where he could be really annoying.
You know what, Josh? Don't be afraid to say it, because you know he's watching it, but you don't say it.
He could be a brat. He could be really a pain in your ass, in my ass.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it was pretty good because he always was there for me, and it was like it was like I always had a friend.
Yeah.
You know, if I had to going somewhere and I was scared, like going to a party and I didn't know anyone, he was there, and he was a very much an extrovert. He's like the pinnacle of extrovert.
Yeah.
So he has a lot of friends, and he introduced me to a bunch of people, and it was nice to have that kind of. He would just go and and meet a lot of people, and then
like tag you along.
Tag me along, exactly.
That's nice.
And
dude.
it was nice. It was good. And now going into college, I don't have that. You know, I had to make my own boat.
Yeah, but I'm sure you'll be fine.
I think I'll be fine.
I think you're at a point where.
Exactly. I'm at a point where I can make my own people.
Yeah. You don't need the training wheels no more. Let's just put it that way. But another really interesting thing, and this is more of a genetic thing, is that you have black hair practically. It's very dark brown, and he's got blonde hair. So what's up with that? Like, why?
My dad, back in the day when he was a kid, he had blonde hair. Now he has more brown hair. But yeah, I don't know. He got blonde hair.
And he's got blue eyes.
I think it very much fits his personality. The blonde hair, blue eyes.
It kind of does.
I could not see him with brown eyes or brown hair.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's because he's my brother, but
no, I completely agree. I think how you guys look kind of
fits the personality.
Yeah, fits you guys very well.
Yeah,
like you're more chill. You got the, I don't know, man. I can't even explain.
Mature look. I hope.
Yeah. We'll go with mature. So you're going to University of Florida, right?
Down to Gainesville, baby.
You looking forward to it?
I'm quite excited. Like, I'm a little nervous because it's new things, but like I was saying before, you gotta embrace the new things.
Yeah.
And everyone else is in the same boat. You know, they're going down to their first years of college, and I'm gonna try and make a lot of friends. And I think it's gonna be a fun time. I'm quite excited.
It's funny you say that. Everyone's in the same boat, because when I was younger, I had such a hard time with that concept, where I thought when I was going through something, I was the only person going through it. Yeah. And I guess it makes you feel alone. But what you have to realize, take going away to college. So many people are going away to college and leaving their families, and they feel the same way you do. And once you have that in mind, I feel like it makes it a lot easier. You go, you know what?
Definitely does.
Same with other people. You know what? I'm gonna get through this.
Like, my school is a pretty large school. I think there's like 7,000 incoming freshmen or something.
That's a lot of kids.
Yeah. And everyone else is those 7,000 people. I'm gonna find a few in those bunch to be my friends.
There you go.
Obviously, pretty excited. Found a roommate.
No way.
Yeah, I found a roommate. I was texting along on Instagram. It's a kid named Ryan. It's Ryan. So I don't know if it's Ryan or Rian.
Go with Ryan.
I'm gonna go with Ryan.
Like,
let's see.
Like white Ryan. Like go.
What? Excuse me. I apologize.
White on rye, right? Isn't that the saying? Like, hey,
I don't know what you're talking about, Rich.
You go to the deli and you say, hey, can I have a sandwich with a rice? It's, you know what? Okay.
All right.
It's a type of bread.
Yes. Oh, rye bread. I know.
Like rye bread. Like, hey, can I get a rice sandwich? Some
sandwich on rye.
Sandwich on rye. My brother. Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah, this guy, he's a couple of same interests of mine, and
like what?
he likes to go to the gym.
Yeah.
He likes to go to the beach and stuff. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you like to go to the beach?
Oh yeah, I love to go to the beach.
Do
I love
you?
the sun.
Why? You just enjoy
It's
it?
just great. Like I think there's so much to do at the beach. You can bring a
Name
spike
one
ball
thing.
net. Spike ball is great. Wiffle ball is fantastic. Football, throw a football around in the water. It's amazing. It's a good time with the boys.
Yeah.
You can have the sun, the nice warm sun, a nice cool ocean. I love the beach.
Wow, sounds like a good combo to me, Josh, huh?
Yep.
Do you have any pets?
No, I don't have any pets currently.
Why is that? You guys just
My
don't want to
so my parents, we go away a bit, and they say, you know, having a pet would make that harder to go away. Obviously, like having a dog. Like we begged our parents for a dog for like 10 years.
And they didn't.
We wanted a dog. My dad had a dog. My mom had a dog. My grandparents had a dog, and we haven't had a dog. And then my mom's brother also had a dog. My uncle has a dog. So everyone in our bloodline basically has a dog, except for us, because my parents think if we want to go on like a ski trip or something, it's much more difficult to go. Stuff like that. I think it's an excuse.
Really?
I really wanted a dog. We did have frogs.
What?
These pet frogs. We bought them at Fun Stuff Toys. These two little like frogs like this big. You didn't do anything. You kind of just put little pebbles in the water.
Yeah.
And we would forget to feed them like for a couple days. But they stayed alive for like 2 years, and they were supposed to stay alive for only like a year or so.
Gotcha.
Maybe we like found the secret code for them.
And what happened to the frogs? Did they just die or what?
So one day we got back from school. I don't know what grade it was. This was elementary school. And one of the frogs. So we named the frogs Crazy and Lazy. Mike Frog was lazy because he would be fat and he didn't do anything, and he would always eat. And then Jack's frog was crazy, obviously, because he's a little crazy. And his frog was so skinny, and he'd like always be jumping around and stuff. And Jack's frog, Crazy, went belly up. like he was just belly up in the water, just floating. And the other dog was just swimming around. Frog was just swimming around.
Yeah.
And then we ended up burying, like, my parents were gonna throw it in the garbage. No, we did throw it in the garbage. They wanted to throw it in the garbage, and they ended up throwing it in the garbage.
So
we did like a little funeral with our babysitter at the time.
Really?
And we just threw them in the garbage, wrapped them up in a paper towel, into the garbage.
Both of them?
Yes.
What one was alive though?
Oh, well, the next day the other one died. And then
Get out of here.
Yep.
What are the chances that both of them died within?
Yeah, I guess he was, he was heartbroken.
How big were the frogs? Like big?
No, like this.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Really small. And we just threw him in the garbage.
Wow.
It's pretty
Did you try
dramatic. No, I didn't cry. The whole thing ordeal was a little funny.
Really?
Just throwing him in the garbage. But we didn't really do anything with them. We just put it there.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, and that was my only pet I've had. Any pets you've had?
No.
No pets?
You know what? I always, similar to you, I always wanted to get a dog, but I have allergies. Right, so I mean, I love dogs. I mean, I think they're great, and I would get one if I could. But it's just my allergies would act up so much if I were to get one. So you just gotta be careful. And I enjoy when I go to other people's house, you know. So, and then obviously, I'll take some Zyrtec, which helps with the symptoms, so it's not too bad. But I'm not taking Zyrtec every day. That's just a little much.
Yeah.
So.
Fair enough.
Yeah. It's gonna be weird though, not having your brother with you in college.
It's gonna be very weird. We actually were very close to picking the same college.
Yeah.
Like we weren't trying to go to the same college. Like just unironically, it was I was between South Carolina and the University of South Carolina and University of Florida, and Jack ended up coming to the University of South Carolina. And University of South Carolina, they gave us a good deal to go there, and they had a lot of good programs. I got into the honors college, which was very good. But eventually I ended up choosing Florida. But I think I'll be happy.
Yeah. I'm sure you will too.
And I think it's like 6 or 8 hours from Jack, from Florida. So it's obviously not close, but like I figured sometime, hopefully, try and like meet up halfway or something, do something.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you guys will meet up here and there.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, wow. Now, you're moving away for college. You also told me that your parents plan on moving to Florida, right?
Yeah, they're planning on moving in like the next 5 years or something.
So
Couple
do you?
years, like,
So if
it'll be after we graduate from college.
Gotcha. If that happens, will you move with them as well,
I have no idea, Rich.
or do you think you come back to?
I have absolutely no idea. Like,
Don't
what
say-
am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, am I gonna stay in Florida because like that's where my college is? And if I graduate, what am I gonna do when I graduate?
You're gonna go back to New
Listen,
York.
it'll all work itself out,
You
right?
think so?
You know, I'll probably get some job somewhere after college, and that'll make me go to that place, right?
True.
And then
And the rest is history,
the
right?
rest is history.
Wow.
I'm not really stressed out about that. It'll all come. It'll all happen the way it happens.
Yeah. Now, how about with Alexa? Have you and her talked about how your relationship is gonna go
Yes,
now
of
that
course.
you're going away? And
Of course.
she's staying, right? She's staying.
Yeah,
local?
she's going to Hofstra.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's definitely a little scary in that respect. But we're just gonna communicate a lot, and yeah, I think it'll be nice. We get a nice long distance relationship.
Really? So you guys are gonna go long distance?
Yeah, of course.
Wow. It's awesome. It's hard to do. A lot of people, it's
Thank
it's
you,
just,
Rich.
it's just
Thank
hard,
you, Rich.
man. It's hard.
Yeah, and I know
It's
it's
a difficult
difficult,
thing.
but
You know,
both of us want to put in the work and
sounds
put in
good
the
to me,
time,
man.
communicate well,
We've
and-
already been together for almost 3 years now,
Exactly.
which is amazing, especially in high school.
yes,
So people are always getting together, breaking up, but the
Yeah.
fact that you were staying in a committed relationship for that long is it's amazing.
appreciate it.
So, anything else you want to talk about?
Anything else I want to talk about? What's a Delphi like? How do you like a Delphi?
Ooh, okay. So far I'm liking it, man. It's nice. I mean, obviously it's not a big school,
Yeah.
right? So you don't get like those massive football games or
Mhm.
anything. But I'm enjoying it, making a lot of friends,
Good to hear.
doing my thing.
Go to any parties?
You know what? I have to admit I'm not a big partier.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Fair enough.
yeah. How about you? You plan on going to a lot of parties when you get there?
I wouldn't say I got a lot of parties. I think academics come first. But like,
yeah,
I'm ready to have a good time.
you are.
I'm ready to have a good
You are.
time.
Who you kidding?
Who am I kidding?
You do want to have a good time. Which, listen, there's nothing wrong with, right? Like I said, Josh is a man of balance. And I'm sure Josh, when he gets there, will find that balance.
Yes.
Another fun fact about Josh is Josh has a massive chest.
I have a massive chest.
A massive chest. Josh has got great chest genetics. We talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? And
Yeah.
how he's got a huge chest. And so does Josh, right?
Well, I appreciate it.
So,
Thank you.
Josh, do you have any advice to the viewers about how to get a bigger chest?
I get a bigger chest, right?
Yeah.
I would say what I mainly did to get like my bench up and stuff.
Yeah.
I did this progression for a while. One of my older brother's friends, who is like a big lifter, got into it. It's a 5-set bench progression. What you do is you do 5 reps, and then you do 3 sets of 3 reps, and you finish with a 5 rep. But that last set, you gotta do nice and controlled. Like I'm talking really slow eccentrics, and then just exploding it up, like lightweight, like a plate or something. And I would say that's what really exploded my bench, quite honest with you. That worked really well for me. Gave me a lot of, I guess some good mass in my chest. And I've just been doing a lot of the traditional chest stuff. Doing some chest presses, incline dumbbell. I like incline dumbbell chest press. Yeah, and really just try and rotate through your chest exercises, or any exercise for that matter, for any muscle group. You want to keep things nice and fresh, and the muscle will come.
Yeah.
Make sure you're eating them. You gotta make sure you're eating.
True. Very true. I know you have a busy schedule. How do you manage to get in all the calories?
I don't know, getting on the calories. Well, right now I'm on a cut, but
True.
when I was bulking, I will say it was difficult. Right, I wake up at 6 a.m., 6:30. I wake up at 6:30. I'd have to get down. I'll run you through like a typical day of my
Typical
meals.
day. Day in the life of Josh Holden.
Yes, I would have 4 protein waffles with some syrup
Oh,
on
that
it.
sounds good.
It was they're not as good as those Eggo waffles.
Yeah.
But they definitely keep you sufficient. Like in 4 of them, I think it was 25 grams of protein. It's like decent amount of calories. It's want to say like 500 calories
For 4?
for 4. It's a lot of
That's
calories. It's not that great
It's
ratio.
not that good.
Like
It's
eggs
kinda
are much
awful.
better. It's pretty awful.
Dude, that's
But it's-
awful. 500 for 4? That's like less than a... It's like a little... What is it, 100 and...
I was on the bulk, Rich. I wanted the calories.
Yeah, but 500?
At the end of the day-
4 waffles, I should be getting 800, 900 calories.
At the end of the day, I was reaching a good protein goal. I was hitting like 220 grams, and I was weighing in at like 160. So I was getting more than enough protein.
Yeah, that's a lot of protein.
So
How are the farts? Did you get any protein farts?
not really farts. My shits were bad.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was taking a toll on my digestive tract, and I kind of have stomach issues already, and that definitely did not help. And it was a battle. It was a battle. And all right, so after I had the waffles and stuff,
Yes.
I would have like a nice big glass of milk and stuff. I'd say I had breakfast of like 700 calories.
With the syrup, though, you'd have syrup?
Yeah, it was like 700 calorie breakfast or 800, something like that. And then I would go for lunch. I would go out to like Qdoba, get a nice bowl, and get double protein in it. I was like 800 calories right there.
Really?
And if I was really feeling like unhealthy, which I didn't do this often, but I'd buy a cookie.
What
I didn't
flavor,
like doing
if you don't
this.
mind me getting.
What?
If you don't mind me asking, what flavor?
A cookie?
Yeah.
It's like a plain chocolate chip cookie.
And why did you do that? Just to get extra calories?
Yeah, but I didn't like doing that.
Why?
It was definitely not good on my stomach. Eating like kind of like bad foods like that, it really messes me up, unfortunately. But it's I had to get the calories down. So anyways, that puts me at like 1800. After school, I'd have like a big snack, and then I'd have
Like
a big. My favorite was cheese and crackers. I'd have like 3 cheese sticks, which was like 200 calories, and then I'd have like a whole sleeve of Ritz crackers, which was like 500. Yeah, it was a lot of food, and that would get me up to like 2,500, and then like I would have dinner, which would get me to like 3,000, and I go to the gym, and then after the gym, I'd kind of bump in like another like 700 calories.
Of just
1,000.
anything?
Yeah,
Mom
we had the
dinner?
Qdoba a bit, or I just like make my own chicken and like
You
put some like
make your own
barbecue.
chicken?
Well, I mean it's like prepackaged stuff, like stick in the toaster,
Oh, yeah.
put some barbecue sauce on it, and just slap it down with some rice.
After the day, were you stuffed? Were you like, bro, that's a
Oh
lot
man,
of
I
food.
was stuffed, and I was so bloated. Like
Isn't it
honestly
awful?
felt miserable. Rich.
Bulking sucks.
It
I'm just
does.
gonna, Josh, say it. Ready?
Bulking sucks, man.
Now that we're on the cut, it feels so much nicer. But one thing I will say is the cravings are starting to get real.
I do agree. I'm
Right?
starting to get a bit hungry
Like,
sometimes.
dude, I'll see. This is gonna sound bad, but I'll see somebody eat something, and I'll be like, bro, that looks so good. Meanwhile, when I'm on the bulk, I just watch
Yeah,
it. See
you
some-
watch it and you're like, oh, I can't even look at food. But now
Yeah.
you're like, when you don't have food, you're like, that looks so good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I have a little. My hardest thing to not my like sweet spot.
Yeah.
It's a cookie, cookies.
Really?
Like just like a chocolate chip cookie. I could really. I'm a cookie guy.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah, like ice cream. Nah, get rid of that ice cream. I don't want no ice cream, man. Nothing but a nice cookie. Forget about it. But I'm pretty disciplined with my diet, so I don't really do it often. But I haven't done it yet on the cut.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, some of those cookies are pretty good.
We have to get a cheat meal one of these days. Five Guys, get a cheat
Oh,
meal.
not Five Guys. I can never go to that
Yes,
place.
Five
That
Guys.
place will run through me and it will destroy my freaking intestines, bro.
Yeah, like we were talking about earlier, Josh has a very, I'm gonna say, weak
Sensitive.
sensitive, very sensitive digestive system.
Yeah.
When it comes to,
It's really sauces, like a lot of sauces.
how about dairy?
Dairy? I thought it was lactose intolerant, but I think I've gotten pretty better.
I mean, you drink a glass of milk in the morning, right? So
Yeah.
you can't be that. I mean, is it whole milk?
No, it's like 1%.
Okay, but still, you drink milk in the morning, so it
Yeah.
can't be that bad.
Mhm.
I think I'm a little lactose, a little bit. Like I can drink maybe like fat-free milk, but I can like whole milk will rock
Mhm.
me, will rock my world.
Yeah, I don't like, honestly, I don't even like whole milk. Like, I would prefer like 2% over whole milk.
Really,
It's just so like dense and like
2%.
honestly,
Yeah.
what?
You talk about 2% versus
2%.
1.
Yeah, 2% versus whole.
Oh, whole.
Because whole, I feel like it's just so like dense, and then
Yeah, it is.
it's just like it feels like you're eating cream, like you're drinking cream. I don't want to drink cream.
It's kind of cool though. Like once in a while, to
Yes,
just drink,
yeah.
guzzle down some whole milk.
No,
But
I
beware though, it'll take a toll. It'll
Definitely.
take a toll on you. So
all that fat. It's not good for you.
it is a lot of fat.
So there's a lot of sugar in milk.
There is, but it's not added sugar.
Yeah, it's not bad sugar.
It's just
Just
like, I don't know. It is a lot though, but it's normal sugar. It's like sugar you get from a fruit.
Yeah.
So keep drinking your milk. You keep drinking your milk.
Glass of milk a day keeps the doctor away.
Yeah. Another thing is eat your Wheaties, right?
Wheaties?
Your Wheaties, right?
Sure, Rich. Keep eating those Wheaties.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite breakfast? Breakfast? Because I feel like it's kind of hard to get protein in breakfast.
There's really only one way to do
It's
it.
eggs.
Eggs.
It's eggs.
I hate to say it, guys, it's eggs. Unless you have a protein shake, but come on, who wants to have a protein
Exactly.
shake?
No one wants a protein
Screw the
shake.
protein shake.
Yeah.
You gotta go eggs. Now, I don't like eating eggs.
I'm gonna give you a hot. I hate eggs.
Okay,
I don't
What's
like
your hot
eggs at
take?
all. I don't like eggs.
I don't like eggs for the most part, but I make them with potatoes. And eggs and potatoes are delicious.
Interesting.
You take the potatoes, you chop them up, you dice them to perfection.
Perfection.
You put them into the boiling pan smeared with olive oil.
Oh,
You let them roast, you let them roast.
That's why you like them. It's the olive oil, Rich.
It's the olive oil, and you let them roast. Now, most people cook them on low or medium. No, you gotta crank it up to high because you want them to be.
Wow.
They're nice and crispy. You throw in the eggs. You don't scramble them. You throw them in and you mix it together. Seasoning, seasoning, seasoning. Salt, pepper. Before you even throw in those eggs, those potatoes better be seasoned. The eggs come in. Mix it together. Right when it's about to get finished up, boom, seasoning. Turn off the heat, put the lid on. Let it marinate. You stir it, boom. Let it cool down.
How good of a meal is that? Like, that doesn't seem very healthy.
What? It's healthy.
Eggs, potato, like putting all that olive oil and all the salt, you're just clogging your arteries.
No,
You're
it's-
asking for heart disease.
Dude,
Rich.
it's a healthy meal, bro. Olive oil extra virgin.
What?
Olive oil extra virgin.
Does that mean?
That means it's healthier. It's the best type of olive oil, okay? Yeah, it still has the fat, but who cares? It's healthy fat.
Alright.
And it's got the protein, it's got the carbs, it's a great meal, and it's very healthy. And it tastes delicious.
I will say one thing that kind of gets left out in my household is seasoning and good tasting food. Like,
See,
I'm
the
not
thing
gonna lie,
is-
my parents struggle with seasoning. They don't do any of it. They don't season. They don't olive oil because my mom makes these healthy meals where she gets like 97 lean beef and she won't put no oils in it. She won't put no seasoning in it. We gotta put our own freaking salt in it. It's miserable.
So it's drier than a camel's ass.
Drier than a camel's ass. It's horrendous. And let me tell you, she'll make this ground beef. It's miserable, Rich. Every time we have it, my day is instantly worse. I tell her every time, I do not want the ground beef. Don't you dare make the tacos. I don't want them. And then she makes the tacos.
Dude, I have a thing with tacos. I have the beef. I tell my mother, make anything, but not tacos.
I agree with that statement.
I tell her that, and I say, Ma, like, what did you make? And she's like, I made tacos. I'm like, Ma, why did you do that? You could have, and I'll say, like, you literally could have made anything. And I don't think I think anything would have been better than tacos.
Yeah, same thing happens with me. And then if I bring it up to my mom, you can't do that. Trust me, she'll go off. She'll quit as a mother, essentially. She'll say, I'm stopping doing your laundry. You make your own food, feed us all, blah, 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 blah. And it's just a big violent argument.
Yeah.
Because of the frickin' tacos.
Yeah, you gotta, dude. See, I tell my mother, and like she'll listen to me, but like she just doesn't care. Like she'll just be like okay, Rich, and then she'll make it. And I'm just like, Ma, didn't we just talk about like not making the tacos? She's like, yeah, and I'm like, okay, fair.
Fair enough.
Or she'll kind of say, similar to your mom, she'll be like, listen, like, I'm the one who cooks, so I'm gonna make whatever I want. I'm like, you know,
Yeah.
like, I mean, you do have a point. You have a valid point, but it would be appreciated.
Just not tacos.
Yeah, not tacos.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about, Josh. Seasoning.
Yeah.
Seasoning is everything. See, I'm a fellow Italian, and even though I wouldn't say I'm the best cook, when you put me in a kitchen, you give me some meat, I know what to do. Let's just put it that way.
Chef Richie.
Chef Richie boy.
Chef Richie boy.
He knows what he's doing, and maybe, I don't know, maybe he'll have some videos come out soon.
Making a return.
Maybe
Chef
he
Richie
might
boy.
make a return. I don't know.
Woo!
There'll be a little hint for what's to come in the future. So, we'll see what happens.
Alrighty.
But, Josh, any other words you'd like to say?
I think we covered all the bases.
I think we did. I guess you could say we checked all the boxes, huh?
Guess you could say.
Josh Holden, man, it's been a pleasure,
It's been
brother.
a pleasure, Rich.